I know you are at the top of the GeoGuessr sort of player pyramid, I'd say. Why are we
The
laughing
food chain.
already?
The GeoGuessr food chain. You're making it sound like
Yeah,
that's crazy.
you are the predator and not the prey. But do you have a job outside of GeoGuessr at all, or are you mainly a full-time GeoGuessr player?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have an activity now other than
Hmm.
yeah, playing professionally and I don't know, doesn't feel like a professional activity, so but yeah, like I had job prospects that
Hmm.
were about to be set in motion. And then the World Cup 23 I was invited to, and I was like, I guess I'll prepare for that before. And
Hmm.
then right after that ended, they were like, oh, we're doing a World League, so you'll be playing every weekend and stuff. I'm like, oh, maybe I should like, maybe that can, turn into a real thing. Maybe I can like put on hold the, looking for a job thing.
Hmm. But
And every year it's like they keep adding like, maybe something's happening next year. Maybe you should stick around. So I'm like, maybe I should. But also I'm kind of lazy, so that works for me maybe until it doesn't.
and it's a different format every year, so you never know what you can commit to, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean it's like because also like if there's gonna be more and more money involved, then
Hmm.
I should stick around and stay on top of the game. But if I don't know, it doesn't really. I thought it would be like that because I kept thinking they would, after World Cup 23, I was like, yeah, sure, it works, but like, surely they won't make it into a big export thing. That would seem really hard to do. And then
Hmm.
they kind of tried to do that. And last year there were talks about sponsors and stuff. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
So, what
Just makes
were
me wonder what
the
I should do. But
job opportunities beforehand? What was that in, sort of thing?
um, I mean, to be honest, like before COVID, I had like pretty good like line of sight ahead of me on
Hmm.
what I could do. Like I, at least very open prospects. And yeah, COVID kind of made me quit my ongoing studies because it was all like online bullshit, and I was all alone. It was kind of
Yeah.
depressing. And yeah, so then I got into geo quite heavily, and then after a moment, needed to finish my studies. So I was like, yeah, I should really just finish that. And for that, I need to like find an internship and stuff. So I was like pretty desperate to just finish my studies. And
Hmm.
when I finally found like a decent internship, then once I finished that in 23, I was like, I had like a job offer basically from the same company, or I could have found somewhere else probably, but at least I had a job offer. And I was like, I guess that's good enough for me. Like, at this point, I was pretty desperate, even though I probably should be, but like, I don't know. I was like, anything goes probably. But yeah, so basically just software engineering stuff.
Hmm.
I was in that internship, I was doing like, it's actually funny, I was doing like online streaming, or like not really online streaming, but like just video streaming and like the software behind all that.
So, is it sort of similar, sort of like live streaming, sort of video streaming, or is it more just like YouTube
It's
style?
Yeah, it's so it's TV as well. Like it's
Okay.
the same underlying principle for most of it. Like, or especially if it's like over IP, like for over internet. Like
Hmm.
the some I don't know how you call it in English, but like your I wait, what's it called? IPST? No, is that what you call it? No,
I'm out of my depth.
IPS, right?
Okay.
Inside service ISP, Inside
ISP.
service provider.
Okay, I've heard that.
Yeah, whatever. There's like ISP TV and stuff nowadays, so pretty similar.
Hmm. So you moved from doing that, obviously, as you said, into GeoGuessr. I, from my first recollection of meeting you or being in the same space as you, was during a sort of a Bensky Wanna stream where viewers had to submit maps to get us to score the lowest sort of collective points, and it happened to be me and you in the sort of the same week or same stream. He did that. Was Bensky one of the first streamers sort of you watched, or one of the most streamers you watched the most in the GeoGuessr space, or were there other people sort of around that sort of starting time before the first World Cup?
I mean, yeah, not really, no, because like I would say, I mean, the first streamer I really got into, I mean, I guess again, there's multiple layers to this, but like first streamers at least were all French, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got into GeoGuessr, through French streamers. But I guess we're mostly talking about English speaking streamers.
Hey, you can talk about
Um,
any. I don't mind.
yeah, I mean, because yeah, obviously, okay. So then the first one I was massively involved with, and I was watching all the time, was Justin.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, let's not talk about him anymore. And then after a few months, yeah, I got into the international community a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember. I think I was, yeah, I just liked really the whole like hanging out with people and watching Geo playing with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, Twitch streams are really like the biggest thing at this point. There wasn't really big Discord communities.
Yeah.
So yeah, I also started to watch other streams, and I guess I have the distinct memory of like waking up pretty early at this point. I don't know how that happens to me because it doesn't anymore, but
Yes.
I was waking up like 7 a.m. every day, and I was watching, yeah, American streamers.
Oh.
I remember watching like, yeah, Diana, Project Bloom, AG Blatt.
Yeah, I think
Those are the ones I remember.
I was always waking up too late for them, so I was probably going to bed as you were waking up at that sort of time. So it was, as saying, Bensky obviously being an Australian streamer, it was pretty weird that we were both. I felt like we were both there at the same time. But are there other streamers you watch these days, or have you sort of moved away from sort of watching on Twitch? Or
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of changed the like how I consume, especially Twitch streams. Because yeah, I mean, like talking about Bensky, I think I didn't watch him too much. I just like found out about him through like maybe Saltcord or Dan.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched a couple of streams. I don't remember which time of the day he used to stream, to be honest. But yeah, I remember like when he invited me to do the thing, I wasn't really watching him at
Oh,
all.
okay.
I think at this point I had already, I don't know if it was in 22 or something, but I think I had already like stopped watching Chugasa streams like quite regularly at all.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, like I think it's when I started to become really good at the game, or maybe I don't know if it was, I don't remember the reason, but like, yeah, it's, I don't really, I feel like, damn, I need to think about what I'm saying before I'm saying stuff.
It's fine.
Sorry. You look annoyed.
No, I'm not annoyed at all. I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, because it's kind of hard to watch people play sometimes
Oh, okay.
if you're impatient like me.
Mm-hmm.
But now I mostly watch streams like of friends, or like just to watch like a tournament, or just to chat.
Okay.
I'm not really here for the gameplay anymore. I guess back then I was like also looking to play, so I was doing Chatgasa stuff, and quite quickly when I kind of played more Jiggaser, I started to think that was just too slow paced for me. So I wasn't really enjoying Chatgasa streams anymore.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I don't know, yeah, like these days, I mean, sometimes I do watch like friends play, yeah. But it's like, yeah, just a few streamers that I just like, I suppose. And that was a point where I was watching like random, very small streamers. That was fun, I guess, as well.
No,
I don't know. It's just a wide variety of possible answers to that question. But I guess these days, yeah, mostly friends.
You did mention in there about potentially finding out through sort of Soil Cord or Dan. How did you find Soil Cord in the beginning, and what's your relationship with everyone in there? I guess.
I feel like Soul Court found me. I don't know.
Oh.
So what's the actual story? I don't know. No, I think that's through Kodiak actually. I think so. I think I don't know. Me and Kodiak started. I think that was through Coupe de la Ligue, like the first Coupe de la Ligue or something. I
Is
don't
it?
remember.
That's the
But yeah,
solo tournament for the league, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe a bit before then. We just started chatting a bit, and then at this point, I think he was on Soulcord and he just was gonna hang out with them. He was like, "Yeah, I guess you could come or something." And then as soon as I come, like Harvard is like the guy that's like, "Okay, now you're here for your entire life, and you cannot go. Like, you are the most welcome person ever, and you
I
need
got
to
that
have
speech
him."
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. Just for those that might be listening and not know, like Soil Cord is sort of it is an open server that people just hang
Yeah,
out
it's
and.
like basically Harvard's like stream Discord at first, like at the I think that's where you get the link from,
Yeah.
especially like but now it's just a random array of people.
And everyone's welcome. Obviously, anyone can join. It's a lot of no move 25Ks and things like that. Would you say that you? What's your favourite sort of way to play GeoGuessr these days?
Oh, that's a hard question. Um, I mean, mostly the basic answer is like with people, because when I play by myself, I do get bored like pretty quickly or frustrated a lot of times. So one thing I enjoyed just playing by myself for like long periods is just speed running, like just something I can do all day.
Yeah.
It's just I just get in the rhythm, I guess. I don't know. It's just very fun to like push myself to like be faster and faster, and it's just a pleasant thing to do. Like I don't know.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the world record in what ACW, AOW, 25, 100Ks, 1 million for ACW. Have you got one for
Oh yeah.
AOW yet?
I have not finished the run yet.
But obviously, it's very, very impressive. But do you speedrun any other games, I should say, outside of GeoGuessr, or is it sort of a GeoGuessr specific sort of like hobby, the speedrunning aspect?
No, I've never tried. No, I've been interested in speedrun for a while before GeoGuessr, but I've never really had a game that I wanted to speedrun. I don't know. It's just not the way I would play most single player games. But yeah, GeoGuessr is just the game that I wanted to be really good at. So speedrun, especially like to start with, I thought that was the most competitive thing for a while. I don't know, like outside of like very occasional tournaments. That wasn't the lasting like before there were like World Cups. Like you weren't the best at GeoGuessr if you hadn't like a strong thing like that. And like for me, especially because I was at this point like very moving focused, like that was my main way of seeing the game of GeoGuessr. Then speedrun was like the main goal, like the main. I don't know, having the world record to me seemed like when I got the world record, I thought, oh, I'm the world record holder now. That's the thing I wanted to be.
And is it right that you went to speedrunning sort of events before sort of the World Cup events? Or
No,
was it
I mean, like
after?
before the World Cup, I guess. Yeah, like I did the French speedrun, like kind of the French GDQ called Speedon. I think I did that before the first World Cup. Might have been 22 even. Wait, I don't remember. I think it was.
So that was one of the earlier, like, sort of. Was that a LAN tournament or was that online?
Yeah, it's like GDQ. Yeah, so it's.
Okay.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, at this point, there were a bunch of online tournaments. I mean, like events because of COVID, but yeah, I did go to Paris for that one.
But one of the things with obviously speedrunning is knowing a lot of information and recalling it very quickly. Um, how do you remember so much stuff? Do you have certain study techniques, or do you just sort of like have a mind that sort of works that way?
I mean, I don't really know. I feel like memory is a very
Mm-hmm.
weird and fluid thing in some ways. That's kind of like you feel like you have a good memory, but also you don't. So it's kind of hard to grasp. But I do feel like throughout my, school years, I was pretty good at just picking on stuff and not forgetting them very easily.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's just because I was paying more attention and trying to remember more than some people. But I guess that's probably not true. But yeah, probably I do have like a way to I don't know, remember stuff long term a bit more easily. But I feel like I do also forget a lot. So
So you've not
um,
sort of put
yeah.
anything into practice, like I'm gonna do this way or something like that, because I know Harrier on one end of the spectrum is Excel documents, quizzes every day, all of this stuff, and I know there's other people on the other end are like I barely do anything and just look here and there. Like, where would you sit on that? Would you be closer to Harrier or closer to someone like me, who's useless at remembering
I mean,
everything?
I don't know. It's like because at first, like I mostly just learned through playing,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, there's just so much that it's not like you see a thing and then you're not forgetting it, and like you know it forever. And especially, I wasn't even trying to learn things like in like that in any way. Like I was just playing, and then I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like seeing the same things over and over at some point, and I'm like, oh, I know that.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I don't know. It's just different ways to play. So when I was playing moving, I guess I was after seeing the same town a couple times or scanning the map file and be like, oh, I've seen that word somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
for example. But like for example, when I was trying to get away no move and spamming country streaks, then it's different kind of memory. I mean, not to mention the visual memory, but like meta learning is like, especially because I was mostly self-learned. Like I wasn't really there weren't many docs at this point, so I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really trying to memorize a document. I was just picking out on stuff and be trying to remember that, oh, in this country you get this. Um, but yeah, when I started to do quizzes, I think the first one I did was the Philippines provinces. I think that Bulgor inspired me for that one. He was the first to learn them, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he told me directly, it was like, you need to learn this because it's like so powerful. Once you know them, you can 5K Philippines so quickly. And I'm like, oh, wait, that sounds fun. I'll try. And I just spammed this quiz. I spammed the hell out of the quiz, and I even did like speedrun, like on speedrun.com,
Yeah.
there's leaderboards for Cetera. It was on Cetera at this point. All these quizzes,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I just spammed the quiz so many times until I could do as fast as I possibly could, and I guess that was kind of fun. So it wasn't maybe as much for learning as for Also, I think I was doing it for with other people at the same time, so we're trying to challenge each other. And I got the record on there. I think I still do. I think I'm tied now though. Someone tied my record. um, but yeah,
Do you remember
and
how quick it
then
was?
it's like 1 minute 30 something, 38 maybe. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Almost as quick as
Um,
your or your
yeah,
25k time.
that's my 25K 130. It might
Yeah.
be the same. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, after that, it was kind of slow. I don't think there were that many. It's not like I did that and I started to learn so many things.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next big thing was probably the go button. I think that took so long. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's not really a thing like you learn Kabaten. I feel like it's kind of crazy now that everyone learning Kabaten like for pro play, like they don't have much time to learn them and stuff. And it took me so long. Kabaten, like if I look at the Sporkle stats, because it's like the main way to learn it back then was there was someone had made a compilation of Sporkle quizzes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with like for each province you had like a map quiz of all
Mm-hmm.
the Kabaten. And I did each one's like 20 to 40 times. Like, I mean, at some point I did like spam them to try and go as fast as I could, because there was some fun in that still. That's so, and that was a good way to learn it long term, I guess. But I had to do them so many times, like over many months. And then I did like Captain Quiz. I did in so many farms. Like I did the Emily quiz where you had all of them. You had to click all of them, and also try to do that as fast as possible because some people were trying that. I was like, I guess I'll try. And I clicked all of them in like 25 minutes or something. And also the Blanket quiz where you need to type all of them, and that was so different, and that took me so long to get all of them right, the spelling correctly.
Do
But
you
yeah,
think
it's
that
just
helped typing it out?
yeah. I feel like because I haven't practiced Kapatan, I haven't done a quiz of Kapatan for like 2 years or something, and I have basically still all of them clearly in my head. But like I get some of them like not, I don't quite place them like quite correctly, especially like South Kalimantan. I always don't know like how far north is Tapin or Tabalong. I don't know. But yeah, but like I don't know. It's mostly there at least because like comparing to any other thing, it's like you forget so easily, especially if you only done the quiz once or twice. But yeah, so there was some. I guess there's some fun in doing quizzes like that. But and so sometimes I've done like quizzes, yeah, just like that didn't really need to do, like learning all Portuguese municipalities. I was, but that's a
Yeah.
kind of different thing. It's like I just kind of enjoy like learning thoroughly some one thing and to be very good at it for a bit, and then it's fine if I forget, I guess maybe, but because it's still like a lot of work. Like learning a thing once is like fun, and then trying to remember it for years is so annoying.
Yeah.
So
Is
I don't feel like it's like I have a memory that's good enough to be like I'll just learn 300 municipalities and won't forget them for months or years. That's like so far
and
from it.
I know you like to play other games as well as GeoGuessr. Um, do you ever go on sort of time away from GeoGuessr to just play other games and then sort of come back and go, I wish I hadn't, or something like because of all the work you might have to put in to relearn stuff, or do you tend to sort of remember a lot of that stuff when you come back?
I mean, it's just that Gigas there's like there's so many things, and it can be just a small part of it sometimes. So just municipalities, for example, it's like not that important in the big scheme of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's part of it is laziness, and part of it is like I just sometimes I just get dizzy, like from trying to like did all this. Also, they take so long. Like doing the whole like Turkish Belediyesi quiz that takes like over an hour, like almost two. Like it's like so long. And yeah, it's like trying to remember every time. I'd be like, oh damn, like I'm trying to get this one correct. Which one is it? Oh, is it this one? Then there's multiple that are the same names. It's like that's actually such a huge like mental effort. And yeah, it gets like pretty. I don't know, like it's tiring. And so yeah, because I tried to do like the whole like Anki thing to have quizzes that you do regularly, but it was like too regular and it was so annoying and so tiring. And I was like, yeah. And once you just leave it for a few days, it's just over because it's all accumulated. But yeah, I don't know. I just get lazy maybe as well, but it doesn't matter that much. And I guess still know more than most people. So, but yeah, sometimes I just kind of want to. I feel like it's fun. I want to, but also it's just so taxing and tiring. And yeah, it's like practicing for pro play. I'm like, is it even worth my time? Like, I should just learn every road in the next country. I should just learn every car. But the problem with this is just also not fun and pretty tiring.
No.
So yeah, so that's why I play other games just to have fun sometimes.
But obviously you've played competitively and that in GeoGuessr, and you've spent a lot of time in it. Would it be sort of your favorite game of all time, or if not, what would be up there?
I mean, I feel like there's multiple ways to think about like your favorite, X thing or game of all time, and you know, it's the game I've played the most. I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
even though I played League for many years, for example, disappointingly.
Yeah.
But um, it's just some games are much shorter over time, but it's just such a good experience and such a lasting
Hmm.
impression on you. Um, it's just high quality, I guess. You could think of like the highest quality game
Yeah,
versus the game you've enjoyed for the longest, or like that has the biggest impact on you or something. There's many ways to think
true.
about this. I don't really know. Because if I would think this, in this question, like, what's the game you regard as the best game you played, like the
Hmm.
highest quality game, I wouldn't say Geoguessr
No,
ever. It's not a high quality game.
it wouldn't come close.
No, it's very deep in the way
Hmm.
you play it and like the depth of knowledge you can acquire and like this stuff. But it's just not really that much about the game,
No,
really. Like it's not the game itself.
the game sort of facilitates your learning about everything. It's not really you learning about the game, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just I could say it's my favorite game because of
Hmm.
everything around it, because of where it led me to, because of the people I met, because of its community.
Hmm.
But I just don't feel like that's what the question means.
Well, what's the highest quality game you've ever played that you would recommend to other people?
Um, hmm. I mean, that's a hard question itself. But like, I have two games that I've played like quite at the same period of time, and that have
Hmm.
had both very lasting impressions on me.
Okay,
And that's The Last of Us,
okay,
because
makes sense.
very,
Yeah.
reputably like a very well made game and very. I mean, you can be hit or miss probably, but I guess then maybe the game itself. I don't know. It's just sometimes it's more about the story, sometimes it's more about the game. But I guess a big story is what leaves the biggest impression on you. It could like a game that's just well made and you just enjoy for a
Hmm.
while. You'd be like, oh damn, this game is like perfect in every way, and I've had so much fun. But then you forget about it. Whereas like a good story, it's like,
True.
and it's like very emotional as well. So like same for Bioshock Infinite. I don't know. I remember Bioshock Infinite. I was like just fully in the whole way through, and then the
Hmm.
end was like the climax, and I was like, damn.
I've not played it, to be fair, um,
But I was also like 13 or something, like 14. I saw.
but it's left that lasting impact on you, sort of thing. You remember it still.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know.
Surprised you didn't say like Calax or something. Like, I thought you
Sure.
would have had a great time playing that
I
with a
mean, that
bunch
was
of
fun.
friends.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like what I'm
Okay.
saying. It's like a game you like enjoy a lot of good times, but it's not really lasting impression, is it?
Uh, no.
Some lasting memories,
No.
I guess, maybe.
And some, yeah, I remember sitting there and hiding objects that people needed because uh, I don't know, I just got bored and wanted to have fun with myself. Um, moving away from other games, then sort of back to sort of say the geosphere. Content. I know you've had this mentioned to you before, and people always ask you about it. As someone who is now partner on Twitch, congratulations, and
Yes.
has a quite a decent following on YouTube as well. Most of your content is just sort of gameplay, um, and it's you either doing speed runs or you playing the league or just uploading obviously world records and stuff on YouTube. Uh, couple 2 3 years on from sort of the last time you did maybe an interview with Dustin 2, where you said you weren't entirely sure whether you
I
were.
watched that back quite kind of recently, actually. That
Mhm.
was that was. I don't know. I like that one.
uh, have you thought about doing more content, different content to what you're doing now, or is that still sort of on the back burner, or not really an interest of yours?
Um. Yeah, it's just I didn't create a YouTube channel to be a content creator. I
Hmm.
didn't create a Twitch channel to be a content creator. Like, and I don't stream to be a streamer, and I don't make YouTube videos to be a
Hmm.
YouTuber. I feel like it's something that came along with me playing GeoGuessr. And sometimes like, you know, when I think about it, I'm like, maybe I should, maybe it would be nice.
Hmm.
But when I do it, I'm like, nope. that's not that's not for me. Like I cannot be bothered. That's I don't know. It
Hmm.
just doesn't fit me in many ways. I don't know. I could force myself, maybe. Would I be good at it then? Probably not. That doesn't feel like I would be good at it if I had to force myself.
It's not enjoyable. I guess if you
But maybe
take.
something would change. But I feel like
Hmm.
probably not then. I would
Um,
guess not.
I have seen you in other people's content though. Big creators like Toi did stuff with you. Little One has done stuff with you in the past. Was it McFly Carlito? Is it those
Yeah.
ones? In recent years, I think you've sort of done more collaborative content like that, or with Zigzag and all of that. Has it just been more people asking you to do it, or have you sort of come round and you sort of enjoy doing that sort of stuff more?
Well, it's not me asking them, you know.
I know, as in, have they asked, have more people asked you,
Well, I mean,
or?
not quite. I guess sometimes I've asked Oscar Zigzag to be
Hmm.
like, maybe we should do that. Maybe it was more like in the we should play it together, and he was like, oh, yeah, we'll make a video. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, no, I'm not a content brain like that. So
Hmm.
people invite me, and I'm like, yeah, sure. And maybe a part of me is like, wow, I'll be a bit more famous. That'd be nice. But you know,
I remember
a small part.
sitting at Max after you won the World Cup in 2024, and you were on Twitter and you saw that Ludwig had tweeted about you, and you got sort of excited about that in the moment.
I mean, I don't know.
I,
I don't know if I got excited as much. I was like,
or surprised maybe about.
because in the grand scheme of things, I probably don't care that much. Like if I
Hmm.
think deeply about it, I don't care that much about being famous. Like it doesn't really improve my life in a significant
Hmm.
way. But it's just weird to think about it, and it's just kind of fun, I guess.
Hmm.
Especially when it's people, because like I met Antoine Daniel. Like if I we're talking about streamers, like it's kind of the first name I would have said. It's like
Yeah.
it was like such a huge content creator in France, and then he started to do Geo pretty regularly. And at this point, I was kind of interested in GeoGuessr
Hmm.
even before he did that. And when I watched him, I was like, yeah, that looks like fun. And so when I met him at the speedrun thing, and then after the Paris Team World Cup, and just shaking his hand and stuff, it's kind of weird. It's
Yeah.
like, and him being like thinking of that you're amazing, impressive player or something. That's like it's kind of so weird.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, and like, not to mention that the last World Cup, people like coming to me for signing their shirts or something and be like, "Wow, I'm such a huge fan," or like people actually shaking from like, "Wow, I can't believe you're Blinky!" Wow, I'm like, "What are you saying? I'm just some flipping nerd playing GeoGuessr." Like, it's I don't know,
No,
but it's fun, I guess. But also, yeah, I don't live for it.
but speaking of sort of speedrunning and sort of Ludwig, he did that speedrunning competition earlier this year. I know RC was invited because obviously the current World Cup or World Championship winner and is
Yeah, I
obviously
don't really know how
American.
that works. I thought
Uh,
maybe he had signed up before, but I guess he was invited like last second or something
I,
else.
I,
I don't
I
know.
guess so. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe potentially because Ludwig, I think, is probably sponsored to stream it. Maybe it was something that potentially the winner would go
Yeah.
and join that. Um, but were you obviously not jealous of RC or anything? But would you have been excited to have gone to sort of an event like that with other big creators and stuff?
I mean, I've been thinking a bit like, yeah, because it's been a while since I've done speedrun. So I
Hmm.
guess I did, yeah, the second one with Remy. Um, but yeah, it's just I could do something like that again, especially because I've improved as a speedrunner a lot,
Hmm.
and it would be even more impressive probably. And I kind of want to impress people. that's that's nice. Um, but yeah, and also like I kind of want the Jigsaw speedrun thing to grow as well.
Hmm.
Something been almost interested in enough to actually put some big effort in. But yeah, So I didn't sign up for the thing, but I didn't see it. And then when I saw it afterwards, I was like, oh, damn, I missed the sign up. So like maybe I should have signed up for that.
Hmm.
And then when I saw RC got invited, I was like, damn, I really should have signed up. But I guess I was happy for him. It's
Hmm.
nice. Um,
I think it was a bit of a
but yeah,
different format to speedrunning as well. What I saw, it was you may have done a 25k
we
seed,
didn't
but you
do
also
really.
did
Yeah, we
one
did just do
v
one. Yeah,
X people.
the run wasn't the main thing. Yeah.
No, um, but I still potentially 1v1 speedrun would would be made more sense on the same seed compared to just one person doing it, because it depends on sort of like their knowledge in that country, I guess. In certain countries that come up, you can't really cater the seed to the speed run, because I'm sure you did thousands of runs or before you got your world record. Um, so just doing sort of one seed on stage for a speedrunning event isn't always the greatest thing to do.
I mean, I don't know. It depends what you want to see, I guess. I know
True.
for Minecraft afterwards they did like, the three of them versus one pro, and he did 3 runs and they did try to do one.
Oh,
So
right.
that could have been something like that, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, as well.
Um, I had a couple more questions. First of all, was I know you've not worn it today, but the beanie is quite iconic when it comes to people thinking of Blinky. And did you ever want that to become a thing that was synonymous with you, or did it just happen to? Obviously, you just wore beanies quite often, and then and people sort of latched onto it. And why are you meaner with the beanie on?
I'm not mean or the beanie. I don't know what people are. Yeah, I don't know what makes the beanies
Mm-hmm.
so much of a thing. I Yeah, definitely did not mean it to be
Mm-hmm.
in any way.
But okay. And final question is, I did go and watch that Dustin 2 interview, and near the end, you did say that you would think about retiring after you sort of won a World Cup, and what was it that you felt like you couldn't really compete, sort of thing, at the highest level. Obviously, you can still compete at the highest level, but you have won a World Cup. Do you think you're any closer to retiring, or do you think that base is based on the future of GeoGuessr esports?
I mean, yeah, as many. I mean, yeah, I think about this in many different ways and quite often, but um, I mean, I felt at this moment that I probably couldn't compete at the highest level, and then I was very surprised with the World League results,
Mm-hmm.
and that gave me some confidence, I guess, going to this World Cup that maybe I shouldn't have had. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I can't really understand really how this works,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, I didn't put that much work, even though I should have, because of the World League results, but also because yeah, I don't remember exactly the mindset I had during the World League, but I was just very laid back, and I'm like, whatever happens, happens. It's probably fine. Like I was confident enough that I would probably qualify for the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really caring much beyond that, and I thought I would practice hard for the World Cup. But it's the end that happened. So like I mean, in the end, the opposite happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and maybe kind of regret that, but also it's just how it happened. Like I didn't really feel like practicing more. I wasn't really enjoying it. And so that's kind of what makes me think that also I'm just enjoying it less and less. So I'll probably be able to compete less and less.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of makes me want to, think about my exit plan. But also, yeah, it's like if it's because there's also like probably changes going to happen every year, and I mean there are, whether they're important or not. But then there could be some pretty big changes that could make it way more fun and way
Mm-hmm.
more rewarding to play. So and then that would be more motivating for me, and I would probably have more fun practicing, and yeah, I would want to continue. So and it's just like a thing when I'm like, if I retire, that seems pretty final. Like, it probably
Yeah.
isn't, but also it kind of is because if I get into a job, like, then it's just gonna take way more of my time and my priorities. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, changing the format every year while they're just trying to find their feet, it's maybe frustrating to you, to fans, to people watching, I should say, and just in general. But it sort of makes sense from their end where they're trying to find like a good sort of middle ground of where the players and they are happy with what's going on. But hopefully, you'd manage to find some more enjoyment in the game and continue going. But obviously, everyone's stories sort of end at certain times in certain games or certain careers. So, but I hope you don't continue through past the point where you regret that you continue. Um,
I mean, probably if if it stops soon enough,
mhm,
if it doesn't grow to a bigger thing, I don't know. Like pragmatically, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. I should think about it this way, but you know, going into a career, I'm gonna be like, it's not gonna be a good thing for me to have spent years doing something else that's irrelevant.
mhm,
And also, like, I don't know, I probably would have won more money with my job and like got into a higher position more quickly or something like that. I don't know. It's just
mhm.
pragmatically, it's not like, the best value choice. But I guess there were some unique experiences and all that. And it cannot be worth nothing.
But regardless, I'll ask: do you think you'll be playing, or at least attempting to qualify for this next World Championship, or is that still up in the air?
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, I've been invited, because
Okay,
I
because
finished
you
high
top,
enough.
yeah.
I don't know if I'm really allowed to say that, but I feel that it's a quite obvious guess, so I
Yeah.
don't feel too bad saying it. Um, and yeah, I've accepted, so
Okay. So we'll get at least one more
so
year of
I'll at
Blinky.
least go into the World League,
Okay.
and then I feel like the World League this year it won't be as much of a commit thing, so maybe through the World League, if it doesn't go as well for me,
Mhm.
I could already get a job, and even if I get qualified to the World Cup, I could just go there for the weekend, enjoy it,
Mhm.
and not care about the result. Probably, like, it's fine.
No.
I'll see. But yeah, it's just I was kind of waiting for this year to see if it's gonna be, there were some things in the air that could have made it more professional or like more
Mhm.
rewarding, and it doesn't really seem like it's gonna be what I hoped. So yeah,
Okay.
that'll make me think about where I should do next, I suppose.
Oh, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me. Is there anything you want to say, shout out, tell people to do before we go?
Subscribe to it one.